I have two current professional areas of focus. One is really entrepreneurial in nature. I run a company called Urban Hiker SF. It's an urban hiking tour company in San Francisco, so we show people around the city of San Francisco. The other job is called Wordsmithy. It's an agency that does editorial and design work for tech companies. I loved foreign languages, so I actually majored in French, minored in German, actually picked up a business minor almost by accident my sophomore year. One of the first jobs that really made an impression on me was at a ballet company. It's a retail company called Gaynor Minden. I loved this job. It was based in New York City, but I got to travel all around the world as a European sales and marketing manager. So I got to use my languages. So anyone who's listening who majored in a foreign language, you can use your languages in your job, which I was told I would not be able to do. In 2014, I think it was, I decided to hike every single trail in San Francisco. And I decided I would blog about these trails and kind of just put my blog out there and see if other people would come on my tours, my mailing list, share my blog with them. All of a sudden, as I looked to find all the hiking trails in San Francisco, I realized there's no single source to find out about hiking trails in San Francisco. So I ended up deciding to create one. It was amazing. It took me about 6 months to get the courage up to send the book proposal, and I actually heard back the next day that the publisher was interested. Getting my book deal was definitely a career wow moment. I realized at that moment that anything I put my mind to, I could really do. So it just changed my perspective on everything. I never thought I would be an entrepreneur. I had no clue I had it in me at all. So what I realized is everyone probably has it in them with the right setting and context and idea. You don't have to have millions of dollars of funding. And another thing is you just don't need to even go all in. You can try it while you're at your full-time job. So I have that job at Wordsmithy, which I love, and I also have my job at Urban Hiker SF. If you have a full-time job, maybe you start coming up with ideas on the weekend or during your commute, and you can experiment with those ideas while you're gainfully employed. There's so many things to gain from an MBA, and half those things you can't even imagine until you go through the process yourself. Of course, you are going to get a great business education. You're going to get exposure to companies that you wouldn't even have thought of working at. All that's amazing. The network's amazing. And one thing I think is great for everyone, and maybe especially women, is just building a lot of confidence of how do you handle yourself when you're speaking in front of an audience. With Urban Hiker SF, I love what I do because I have a huge measurable impact on my business. So, of course I can see the bottom line. Every tour I sell, I see what I'm earning, but I really get to have an impact on people as potentially their first impression of San Francisco or the United States. So having that really one-to-one personal contact and impact has been great. There are so many pieces of advice I can give to people from what I've learned. One thing is just believe in yourself. I imagine if I had never handed that book in at all, the book proposal in, I would have never been a published author. So you always have to try, have confidence in yourself. The answer is always no if you don't try, but sometimes it's yes if you do.